I'm Rafał Bartoszewski. I've lived in a city for all my life, but I always knew that the best and the most important things are outside. That's why I want to take you. Closer to the nature.
Early mortal ending, so I'm always on the run. My work is never done. Good night, children. Good night, Mother dear.
Each parent wants his offspring to be well fed and safe in a warm house. We people often can provide it, but wild animals are in more difficult situation. But they have their own methods, and I will look for such a form of care for the offspring now in the forest. The gulls, at least these which I look for, look a little bit like apples, but they are not fruits. They are, however, linked with reproduction, but in this case not plants reproduce, but insects. The gulls are formed by various organisms, for example nematodes or fungi, but to a large extent also due to insects, and the most characteristic of them are members of gull wasp family. The gulls can have different colors, shapes, and they can be located in various places on plants. Specialists can determine the species that created gulls on the basis of the appearance of them. These which we are looking for are spherical. At first they have a green color, but then it can change with time. It can be brighter, darker, reddish or even brownish. We have the next oak tree here. The species which creates the gulls that we are looking for choose this species of tree as its goal. And we have our first gulls. I am not such a specialist, but I know that the Cynips quercusfolii has created these balls. It is a small dark-colored insect which belongs to Hymenoptera. The females of this species land on the underside of the leaf. After that they prick it and lay the eggs into the leaf. To do it, they choose veins, vascular bundles which carry nutrients. The larvae live inside of the gulls, and it's a perfect place for them where they can start life carefree. They eat the tissues of the leaf which surround them, and because they are shielded, they are also protected against predators' attacks and adverse weather conditions. They are not, however, completely isolated from the outside world, and many times parasites find a way to get into the chamber of the gull where the larva lives. But what about the tree? When we see something like that, we can think, poor tree, it must be sick, it has parasites and it will probably die very soon. Well, no. Thanks to the gulls on the leaves, the insect larvae are closed inside of them and they use only this one place. They do not cause damage in the whole tree organism. They don't affect its health or functioning, and it rarely happens that the plant suffers because of the big amount of gulls on it. I think that if nobody cut it, this oak tree can have a very long life. But the autumn is coming, and as we know, deciduous trees shed leaves at this part of the year. So what about the insects? Like I said before, the galls protect the larvae which are inside of them, and they are safe also against the difficult weather conditions. The galls will shed with the leaves, and the insects will complete their entire development cycle and leave their shelters as the adult forms in late autumn, in winter, or in spring. They will leave a characteristic hole which will inform that the larva is no longer inside. It will be the generation of females, which will lay unfertilized eggs into the oak bats. The new generation will hatch, and it will consist of both females and males. They will produce the fertilized eggs, which will be laid by females on the underside of the oak leaves. Because of the substances that will get inside to the leaf, and because of the presence of the egg and larva, the plant will create an excrescence, which will be rich in nutrients that are important to larvae for their proper development, and thanks to that the cycle will close and the new Cynips quercusfolii will be born next year. Now I want to eat an apple, but I hope that mine will not be wormy.